ladies and gents, we're back. New studio.
Not ours.
Feels weird. I'm looking at a bunch of blank walls. It looks good behind. We're in the YBR studio, by the way.
Yeah.
You Bet Your Radio. Looks weird in front of us, but we're getting things dialed in. Simulator's close. Seems like things are just ass backwards. So may need to do a complete reconstruction of the simulators. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I tried to get cute, right? So I labeled the ceiling canvases. Ceiling opening and ceiling screen side.
Okay.
I didn't think that it mattered what side was up. Oh, you killed me.
We're good. Sorry. Yep.
I didn't think it mattered what side was up or what side was down. I didn't look close enough. It's completely my fault. So now the ceiling panel on the opening side is backwards,
Okay.
and the ceiling panel on the screen side is upside down.
Okay.
And also, the screen itself, the giant white screen that is projected upon, is backwards as well because it's so much cleaner on the backside. It looks really
Yeah.
bright white. I was like, oh, cool. That'll be our front side. But it needs
sure.
needs the Velcro side in so that you can attach the pads to it. So out of the 5 total possible canvases, I installed 3 of them incorrectly.
That also goes to show how things tend to go when you don't read directions.
I don't know where directions are. It was all memory of tearing
I
it
did lay
down.
the directions out. Now, however, what I'm saying is I haven't read a set of directions in probably 15 years.
Yeah.
Since I was 14 years old. No, 15 years. I'm 30 now. I'm gonna completely wing it because I would have had the same thought. I would have said, well, the canvas is dirty from all the golf balls that are hitting the ground, rolling around on in the dust, then hitting the canvas. I'd have flipped it around too.
Yeah, and
I would have realized we're ass backwards.
yeah. And at one point, I remember Jake and I talking like, should we label top, bottom, left, right?
Front, back.
And we
side
were
to
both
side.
like, nah, we don't need to.
Yeah. We even talked about it.
Yep.
We got to get that thing done. You know why? Because there's a void in the market right now. There's a void in the market for simulator golf on Tuesday mornings or whenever the fuck TGL was supposed to air. Trevor, when was it supposed to air? What day and what time?
January after the national championship
Mondays?
game. Yep.
On Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, guys, I'm sorry. You're going to have to wait till 2025 for TGL to actually get on air.
so explain to me what actually happened. Like their fucking dome collapsed like the Metrodome.
Yeah, we went full Metrodome style. I want to say, could be wrong, but I'm going to say it anyway. I want to say it was weather related, that something happened with the dome to where it collapsed and a little bit of the technology got ruined. Not a majority of it didn't, but it was fine. Obviously, no one got hurt, but if there's stands inside of the bubble and this thing collapses,
Oh my God, we have a monitor that works. This is incredible.
Guys,
things are not going to go well, to say the least.
So here's just a little photo. I mean, fucking paywall's got me crazy right now.
Holy
But that's,
shit.
I mean, it looks like the Metrodome. I'd say even worse than
What
when the Metrodome
happened?
collapsed.
Wow. When we say collapse, we're talking like the bubble is demolished.
It looks like it got hit by a tornado.
The
Okay, for the folks listening at home
Wow.
that may or may not know what the TGL is the Tiger Golf League. And essentially it's a hybrid indoors, it's a hybrid simulator and actual shots league indoors that Tiger Woods put together. So like you'd hit your drives in the simulator and then you'd get to do your actual approach shot inside this dome.
Yeah, like your sand shots, your putts, all that, like you're hitting on actual sand, you're hitting on an actual green. It's true grass, it's true sand. I want to say from like, Trevor, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like 30 yards and in
Yep.
is an actual shot to a green.
Okay.
Yep.
And obviously the green can be manipulated, slopes here, slopes there, uphill, downhill. And the screen is like 40 feet by 60 feet,
Damn.
which is massive. But obviously we're looking at these pictures now. We're not starting until
Dude,
beginning of
2025 might be even a little generous.
Well, and when I was reading it on Reddit,
Reputable.
yeah, very.
Great. Yeah.
It's like to build a dome structure like this in like hurricane-ridden Florida is probably not the smartest move that these people have had.
No.
Now, I don't live in Florida. I've only been a couple times, so I don't know how indestructible these things are in Florida weather. But
Well, we had one in Fargo that collapsed as well.
Yes,
a golf bubble.
Well, it's inflated now,
Yeah.
but it's closed. It's like permanently
Well,
closed.
at one point it did collapse too.
Yes. Yeah. We got to get that thing back open. By the way, maybe they'll sell it. You know how like some sales they'll sell for like $1,
Yeah.
like old buildings or something like that. We maybe got
Just to get rid of it
for $1. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you got to do to reinforce this. I know that they had thrown around like different timelines of what construction would take on certain things, whether that's reconstructing the bubble or like constructing an actual building for this, which is going to be a little bit more indestructible than this dome. So,
I mean, it seems like a massive oversight on there. This dome, this bubble thing didn't just have a leak and deflate. Looking at these pictures, it is absolutely shredded to pieces.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like
Yes.
yeah. I mean, it hurts to say, but I kind of like look at this and I go, oh yeah, you should have seen that coming.
Right.
Like, you know,
it's
what
like,
I mean?
what were you thinking?
Yeah.
Now, on the opposite side of things, it does give them a little bit more time to, I guess, take some constructive criticism that people have been talking about online, possibly apply that to the 2025 season. Because obviously the rules and how things are going to play out has been released, but the minor details in between that a lot of people are commenting on have not, they're not set in stone. It hasn't been publicized yet. So it does give them an opportunity to look back and say, hey, maybe we can do this to get people more excited about it come 2025.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, yeah. I mean, that is the silver lining of this thing. I also could see them pivoting to doing like, to just changing the venue. Like, I don't know. I could see them trying to like be able to do this in like a basketball arena or in like a fucking college gymnasium and just
Kind
set
of
it
like
up
constructing
in
an octagon or a WWE ring or something
Yeah.
like that from city to city to city. That'd be kind of sweet, actually.
there. Yeah, do it SmackDown style.
Yeah.
Tyler?
So apparently this happened. It said overnight on Tuesday, November 14th, a failure of the temporary power system and backup systems used during construction
Yes.
of the center caused the dome to deflate. I don't buy that for a second. That
It's not
shit ain't deflated.
Yeah.
That shit is shredded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it deflates, I guess, unless it,
So if a backup power system going out can cause that damage, what the hell would high winds have done?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
good
true.
question.
That's true.
Good question.
Just build a big warehouse. That's all you need.
No
No
shit.
fucking dome.
Yeah. Just, I mean, kind of like what we did out here. Just
Uh-huh.
build a big ass warehouse. And it's kind of like don't judge a book by its cover.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's you're like, oh, it's just, must be like a fucking Amazon storage center or something.
I mean, there's nothing that crazy to the big house in Michigan. It's just a giant ass stadium.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah. And then you walk inside, you're like, holy
Yeah.
smokes.
Nobody
Yeah.
cares about the outside. They just want to see the inside. So
Yeah.
Correct. So yeah, I mean, that's probably the biggest news in professional golf outside of what I'm about to tell you. Won my first golf bet of all time this last weekend.
Really?
what?
Saturday, because I'm in Tennessee. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, where sports betting is legal.
Oh.
So hop on my ESPN bet. Had $230 in my account. I'm like, where the fuck did this come from?
That would have been nice.
And I
to
remember,
have.
back when I was in Colorado a couple years ago, I was just racking up Monday Night Football wins. So, of course,
How long were you in Colorado?
just a couple. Well,
So one Monday night football win.
yeah. Well, I had like 6 different bets down.
Okay.
Jesus.
So I'm throwing money down left and right. I'm throwing money on this, and I am 0 for 4. I'm 0 for 4 in
Jesus.
Nashville. My first 4 bets. I said this is unbelievable. I went from $230 down to $62. And it's Saturday morning. I pop it open. I said, all right, what are we working with here? And obviously we have a golf tournament on, and there's no like crazy names playing, but our boy Ludwig, Ryder Cup participant for Team Europe.
Mhm.
I want to say he's up by 1 stroke going into Saturday. Okay. Well, he's plus 225 to win the whole thing. He's a solid young player. He hasn't won yet, so this could be the weekend. Let's let that $62 ride on Ludwig for the next 2 days. 62 to pay out 202, profit of 140.
So you're on
Hammered
the weekend.
that baby. and I
On the
won it.
weekend, down $28.
Down $28. And now here's the thing. I was going to cash that out But then once you know, you got to have $250 in your account to be able to cash out.
Those fucking scumbags.
So then what do? I throw 50 on the Vikes plus 125.
Jesus.
There, that's gone. I threw
the spread. They covered the spread.
They did cover the spread. The spread was 2.5 plus 2.5 for the Vikes. Should have went with the spread. But then I also throw money on a UFC fight down there. This is all in the airport, by the way. Vikings
Oh my
money
God.
line.
Ryan is just slinging money before he leaves
I have to.
Colorado boundaries.
Yeah, and I can't withdraw it because I don't have enough money to withdraw it. So I'm like, okay, well, the next time I'm going to be in a sports gambling state could be another year or two from now.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just fucking let the Vikes money line ride. Let's let fucking Bobby Green over Dan Hooker main event ride for this Saturday. Let's how about we just let the Chiefs Super Bowl win ride for another fucking $80. And so if I lose all these, my account's gone.
My move whenever I'm on a vacation where gambling is legal, it depends on how long I'm there, right? Let's say I'm there for 3 days in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Day 1 and 2, I bet those days, and whatever I have left on day 3, I put it all into futures.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good move because then it gets you a little bit excited.
Yeah. So like last time we were in Arizona, at Miles' bachelor party, I won a shitload of money off of the John Jones shitload in my terms of gambling.
Correct.
I gamble like $3 at a time.
Sure.
I'm not putting more than $10 on a bet. So I've got like $200 and I just put it all on futures for the Vikings, which none of them are going to hit.
No.
So
No.
I did NFC North, NFC, and Super Bowl futures. It would be a payout of like $8,000. So if it does hit, that'd be sick.
I mean, there's no way that's going to hit.
It's
but
not.
if it does.
There's zero chance.
Yeah, I can't remember what I got the Chiefs at. They were like, I don't know, plus they were the favorite. They were like plus 250, plus 300, something like that.
Probably like that.
Loss. I kind of like the loss last night though, because now there's something to play for against the Eagles come Super Bowl
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got that out of the way. Finally got my first straight bet on a golfer hits.
That's
It's
good.
never
Mhm.
happened before. Also now, obviously last week we talked about me getting to Nashville on Thursday and going to play golf. So I did that. I went and played golf.
It doesn't sound like it was fun.
Playing golf on Thursday was me going to the clubhouse to get a bucket of range balls and just hit range all day.
Did you take the range balls, bring them back to your Airbnb, and then go back to the range the next day?
I did not. I should have though, because it would have saved me. It would have saved me about another 50 steps to the left to go to the machine and then over to the range.
We posted that clip. Some dude toasted you in the comments.
I saw that. Number one, relax. Number two, a lot of people were also in favor of it.
Yeah, the one comment's like, what a douche move. I manage a golf course and I would
Yeah.
fucking hate this.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's one $1,200 bucket that they
That's-
can't sell.
Honestly, Danny Ocean and the boys should have been stealing range balls and not money from the
They should have,
Bellagio.
for sure.
Yeah, I think per weight, golf balls might be the most valuable thing on
Yeah.
earth.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Now here's what. Okay, so
Oh, here's a guy.
I'm sitting in the hotel room, and a lot of courses in Nashville, a lot of the municipal courses are just walk on. We don't really have any walk on tee time courses here, but there, like every municipal course, you can just walk on. You can have your round and be on with your day. I called 3 different courses. I called McCabe, I called Shelby,
Yep.
and I called Two Rivers. Shelby and Two Rivers, fucking booked out.
No shit.
Booked out.
Shelby was booked?
I said, well, first off, I said, you guys do walk on tee times? I'm just a solo looking to play at 9. Completely booked out. Could maybe get you on 45 minutes after you get here. So, okay, well, that's just not going to work. So McCabe said there was about a 20-minute wait, and they had a range. So I went to McCabe, naturally. Started hitting range balls, and this course is fucking jam-packed. And by the time I get done hitting range balls, he's like, it's probably going to be 30 to 40 minutes before you can get on. And I'm probably just going to have to work you in with a group of 3 or a group of 2 or whatever. I said, okay, I'm not going to do that either.
So you didn't golf?
I didn't golf.
So you got
I hit-
range with
I
their
hit range balls.
clubs.
I hit range balls with rented clubs. Now, let me tell you this. Number one, shout out.
What was the
Jesus.
conversation like? Hey, I'm just gonna hit the range, but I need some clubs.
I said, you guys got any rental clubs? He goes, yeah. Like, do you have tea time? I said, no, I just want to hit range. And he like looks at me and pauses for a second. And he goes, okay, well, I'm not going to charge you for the rentals. You just have to trade me your ID until you bring it back. And then I'll ring you up for one large bucket of range balls.
You might have been the first person to ever ask for that. He didn't know
rented
how to.
clubs, just all I'm doing is hitting range. And I'll tell you what, man, was I striping them on the range. Guys, probably, there's guys who saw me walk up with just my sweatpants and a t-shirt with what looked like kids strata clubs. Fucking stripe show on the range. So when I ask him for, I ask him for a large bucket of range balls, and mind you, I'm looking up prices beforehand of what's a round of 9 cost, round of 18, and what's rented clubs cost. I want to say the round was $12, $12 or $15, and the clubs themselves were like $10 or $12 to rent. One bucket of range balls was $12. One bucket of range balls was damn near more expensive
Than
or
the
as
round.
expensive as an entire round of golf. Now, how does it even check out? Think of the people they have to have on payroll to maintain a golf course versus a driving range. These balls are getting out of hand with their pricing.
Honestly, I think we should have never brought it up because I think some courses heard it and they're like, shit, we could jack them up. Ryan will still come.
I mean, I'm still, the only reason I hate range is because I wasn't going to play an actual round.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Just gone to the Top Golf in Nashville is really cool.
They have a Top Golf there?
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
They should, yeah.
Yeah, north side of town.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of by
Yeah.
the stadium, north side of the stadium on the west side of the river.
I could see the stadium from where I was staying.
Then you should be able to see
Yeah.
the Top Golf, baby.
Or they have like other driving ranges too, I think, down there.
Yeah, like just straight driving ranges. They do have like I almost went there on accident when we were looking for courses, Jake and I,
Mm-hmm.
just a golf center that's like named, it's like Two Rivers Golf or some, not Two Rivers. It's some golf course ass name, like
Yeah, it'd be like Lone Pine
Maple
Golf.
Links Golf. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, there's a golf course right next to our Airbnb. And we drove by it one day before we were I was going to suggest a golf there. I drove by, I'm like, that's just a fucking golf shop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there might
Great
be
people to
a
get-
simulator in there.
Great
But-
way to get people in, though.
Yeah.
So yeah, that it was a disappointing Thursday to say the least. I had a good time hitting range. Shout out to the guy who gave me the clubs for free, and still I paid my entire Nashville budget for a bucket of range balls.
Jeez.
But I do think Nashville would be a cool golf destination. If I'd have had more time, I probably would have brought my clubs and I would have golfed. I would have got a tee time actually. But when I'm thinking of when I see walk-on courses, I'm thinking it's like my barber in downtown Fargo. It's like, well, when it's walk-in Wednesday, so you walk in, you probably wait 15 minutes, you get a haircut, right?
Mhm.
I thought it was going to be the same thing here, but apparently not. So I mean, is the walk-on tee time thing? Is that even, if they're still taking tee times, is that even working?
I don't know.
I think they're relying on people like you to show up and go,
Fill the
yeah, I'm
gaps.
just not going to wait. No, and then let somebody fill in the gap. So I think
Mhm.
they probably have like in your situation, you were the solo and they were
Yeah.
going to try and fit you into 3. I think they probably have 2 other guys just like you.
So do you
right
think the
out there.
walk-on is more so just to book out entire foursomes?
I think that's probably more like it. Yeah.
Why can't golf courses have walk-on days? So like my barber, it's Wednesdays. You cannot make an appointment. It is purely walk-on.
Well, I think personally, I think that like golf courses that are super busy can get away with doing walk-ons only, right? Whereas like essentially if a golf course around here isn't super busy, getting a tee time is essentially just walking on because you pretty much just choose whenever you want to go, right?
Around here.
No,
No,
fuck
if
no,
there
not
was a
here.
golf course that was not busy around here, like say that there was a golf course that no one went to and they had a walk on Wednesday, they probably wouldn't need to do it because they're not
They're
that
so
busy.
open anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm following.
Yes, I'm not saying yes. All the golf courses around here are busy.
It'd be like
but
El Zaggle if they had a walk on
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't need to even do that because they're wide open in the first place.
And so that leads me to my question. I called the 3 different courses, and these courses have actually have pretty good reviews on Google, and that's kind of what I was basing it off of. But you've played Shelby.
Mhm.
You've said it's a dog track, and it looked like a dog track.
Yeah,
which is
so
fine.
It was the course itself was fine. The greens were just terrible.
Sure.
They're like the worst I've ever played.
I think McCabe and Two Rivers are probably pretty similar. to Shelby, maybe a
I've
little
heard
bit.
good things about McCabe. Never played it,
Okay.
but I've heard good things about it.
Yeah.
That's the one we tried to walk on.
Yeah,
to,
when
but
we
it
were
was-
there and looking at it, I was like, I mean, it looks like an average Muni course.
Yeah, it looks like-
looks like Prairie Wood, to be honest.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would have thought I could find at least one, like, just fucking get me on a course somewhere.
I should have. I should have introduced you to our guy. You could have golfed with John Daly this weekend.
Oh man.
I'm dead serious. So the guy that we played with for the playing through, you know, those hats that I wear with the
Mhm.
golfer swinging the guitar. The guy we played with, they were playing with John Daly in Nashville this weekend, and he said, anytime you guys are in Nashville, just let me know.
I actually thought about asking you for his number, and I did think about that. So that's my fault that I didn't ask.
Yeah, and it's also my fault for not even. We talked about where are you going to golf, and I didn't once be like, hey, you want to golf with John Daly?
That was my first thought was like I should get Tyler Reed's number, and
Yeah, good guy too. Reeve would have.
yeah.
You'd have liked him. You guys would have vibed.
So Nashville doesn't seem any different than North Dakota when it comes to tee times, and North Dakota doesn't seem any different than California. I got into a Reddit hole again this morning, and apparently tee times are so scarce around the United States, just around every golf course in general. My question to you guys is, how do we fix the tee time shortage on the golf courses around here in any state?
Honestly, you're right. It is an epidemic. We have a tee time epidemic going on.
Like Tyler, when you say an epidemic, we're talking some courses around town here. You guys, you have to get on the amount of days beforehand that you can book a tee time and say it's 5 days. You have to get on at midnight
Yeah.
on that
Yeah.
5th day before just to get a good tee time that's not after fucking 3 p.m.
So the league team I was on that I played like four or five times, whatever. The league team that I was on, they would try to get the tee time for the next week as they finished the round, and it technically wasn't open yet, but they became buddies with the dudes in the clubhouse so they could get a tee time for the next week.
See, that's also part of the problem is that, like, so do I need to become buddies with someone around town at the, that's not,
It's all about who you know.
it's not how it should be though.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like it's ridiculous trying to get tee times, and I honestly think the only solution, because the course only has a number of tee times. If they were to make the tee times closer together, people would just get fucking pissed
Correct.
because
Yeah,
pace
you'd
of
have
play is
5
slow.
rounds, yeah.
So like there are only a limited number of tee times, and that is sun up to sundown. They cannot fit any more tee times into a day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The only way to solve the tee time shortage is more golf courses, and that is it.
Yeah.
Like I don't see any other logical solution.
Yeah.
Like how could you possibly dilute something that has a finite amount of resources?
Well,
Like you can't create more daylight,
yeah.
so you can't create more tee times unless you create another place to play golf.
I think, sorry, go ahead, Jake.
I was gonna say my thought is I would wonder how many like men's league, ladies' night, senior
Mhm.
time, how many of that
Mhm.
stuff they're doing, because like that's immediately where my brain goes is like, because we know a course that completely shuts down the course
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
3 groups to go out, and that's like unneeded. And yeah, I get that they're probably at
For 3
times where-
groups.
yeah, or for 4 groups to
Talking
go
about
out.
Miles' club.
No,
Oh.
P-Wood Natty, they're ladies' night.
Oh, they don't
Oh.
shut the course down though. They shut down a block of tee times, and then so like they leave. It'll be those 3 groups for ladies' night, right?
Yeah.
Let's say they're 7:05, 7:10, and 7:15.
Mm-hmm.
What they do is they block off from 6:55 to 7, so there's no one in front of them, and then they block off 7:20 to 7:30, so there's no one behind them. So then they let other people play,
Oh,
but they
okay,
just
so it's
give a
not so
buffer
bad.
zone on each end of the tee times.
I mean, we may have to just start identifying differently. I'll identify as a woman so I can get into the ladies.
Just get in a ladies'
I'm
night.
not getting into those weeds.
No. But I'm saying like even if there were like because there is the local like in town like league that they have, And I bet you they probably closed down the course. I mean, I just don't know what we need to do. Those are just my first thoughts of like.
So I'm with you, Jake. That's how it used to be. But because of the tee time thing, like Rose Creek doesn't shut down. They just shut down the 9 that the league is playing on. And then the other 9 is open to the public still. So like courses are actively combating shutting the course down for league.
What do you guys think about? Okay. That leads me right into what I'm about to say, Tyler. What do you think about this idea? You have a 27-hole golf course instead of an 18-hole golf course. It's split into 3 different 9s, but you only allow people to book for 9 holes at a time.
Interesting.
So then you're essentially double the amount of people are able to play golf because instead of one group playing 18 holes, you have 2 groups playing 9 holes. And at this point, I am cool with just playing 9 holes because if that's all I can get, which I know it is, that's completely fine with me.
I would like to poke one hole in this. How is that different than a course with 36 holes than 2 18 courses?
Well, it's
a good point.
Well, with 27 holes, then you have 3 9s.
Okay, so then they're all 3 playing 9s.
They're all 3 playing 9s.
Okay.
I mean, if you had 36, you could. I don't know. You could have.
Technically have 4
one
9s.
course.
Yeah.
You could have one course of 18, but then you could also have 2 courses of 9.
Yeah.
Where you can only book 9 holes. So
That's almost exactly what Craigan's is. They got the Layman and the Dutch, and then they have the par 3 9-holer.
Yep.
I think that's how Geneva is in Alexandria too.
Trevor would know.
I
He's
haven't
from
been
that.
there yet, but I want to.
Yeah, I think they have 3. They genuinely have 3 9s at Geneva, and then you play.
Yeah, that's how Perm is too.
Yep.
Perm is 3 9s.
And the only difference is you can only book 9 holes instead of 18. Now,
okay,
I was just gonna say you can take the chance of like the clubhouse does like. You can only book for 9, but if there's something open when you're done, then you can hop on for another 9 and play your 18.
So this isn't a hole in your theory. Your theory still works with this.
Tear it apart.
But I think you're going to get a lot of people upset that they can't play 18. They can't book their 18.
But there's a lot of people upset that can't even play.
Right.
Because there's no tee time.
So my counter to it is I know there's going to be people pissed off if you say you can only play 9 holes today. Make it like your walk-on Wednesday thing you were talking about, where there's certain days you can only play 9. So it's not the entire week. So like Friday, Saturday, you can play your 18, but the rest of the week you can only play 9. Maybe. I don't know. I'm spitballing here.
Sure, definitely. Yeah.
Because I know there are times where I would, most of the time I'm cool with playing just 9, but I would get frustrated every once. Like a Saturday afternoon, I got time away from the kids. I want to go golf for 4 hours with my best friends, and it would kind of suck to only do 9 and only be allowed to do 9.
For sure. It's like there's 2 sides to it. It's like either golf 9 or you don't golf at all.
Yeah.
Or you get lucky with a tee time, and lucky enough for us, a lot of the early tee times are typically open in the summer on the weekends, like 6:45 a.m.
Because a lot of people don't want to go that
correct.
early.
But for those who can only, let's say, only golf at 8 a.m. on a Saturday, good luck.
Yeah.
And
you got to book a month in advance, and their fucking website won't let you book more than 5 days in advance.
Correct.
And look, I don't know. I might be speaking just for myself here, but I would personally rather have to book out a tee time 5 days in advance than I would have to like go to a course, show up, wait for 2 hours to try and hopefully get on and walk on. And
for sure.
And the walk on issue is only an issue because the golf courses down there are infinitely more busy than the golf courses up here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
I disagree though with the traffic thing. I think the golf courses here are super busy.
It's probably
It's a population thing, right? Like Fargo needs one more course, and I genuinely believe congestion is gone.
You think so?
I think that's all it would take. One more 18-hole course. Let me preface that, because we already have 3 9-holers. One more 18-hole course in the Fargo Moorhead area, and I think congestion is completely solved.
It's a good point. I also think
about like
we have 4 18-holers, 5
Moorhead.
Yeah, so if you count Moorhead, you have
Village.
what can I think? Village. What's the links course?
Meadows.
Meadows. Thank you. and then we have Edgewood and Rose Creek.
Mhm.
Those
So
are
we
the
have
public
4
18-holers.
We have 4 18-hole courses. We have
And then for
2
9-holers,
9-holers,
And we have
Peagood and
par-
Osgood.
and then
and
El
a par
Zagle
3
is the par
course.
3 9.
And we've got 3 private country clubs. We already have a lot of golf courses. I would say
That's
like,
10. That's 10 golf courses. If you count the
Right.
par 3,
But you
and
can't
the 9
you can't
holers.
count the
No, the
privates
private
because
ones.
they don't factor
Correct.
into the
But if
tee
you think
times.
about it, that's like just in a lot. That's a lot of golf courses.
10 golf
for
courses,
how many
yeah.
people?
Right,
live
but then
here.
you look
Yeah.
at Nashville, which is at least 5 times the population. They have at least 5 times the golf courses.
Yeah, I mean, sure thing.
Yeah.
I also think
Yeah.
I also think one thing that could open things up a little bit maybe is that having no cancellation window on a tee time, meaning if you book a tee time, you can cancel for free 24 hours before. I think if you book a tee time, you have to pay for that up front. And once it's booked, you cannot cancel after that, because then it will eliminate people from just swiping up tee times
Yeah.
Yep.
5 days before and then being like, oh, can't golf this weekend, but at least I got a tee time just in case.
Well, and then they
So-
no show.
Mhm.
well, either no show or they cancel 24 hours before when you already, you already got
Yeah.
plans for your Saturday morning or your Sunday morning, whatever it may be. So
Mhm.
it eliminates people just swiping tee times just for the sake of having them in case they can get out and golf. Because then, hey, you're if you want a tee time for 4, then you're stuck with $150 bill right there.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so let's take Detroit Lakes and use that as an example.
Okay.
Because when I golf with Grandpa Dave, I would say 60% of the time I golf with him in Detroit Lakes, we just walk on. And we get a tee time every single time we walk on. There have been a handful where Grandpa will call ahead and be like, what do you got open? And he'll take it. But most of the time, we just roll up to Forest Hills and we're good to go.
Well, because there's 5 courses in DL?
Yeah.
Lakeview, Pine to Palm, Forest Hills, Maple Hills.
So let's take that population compared to the number of courses, right? DL's population in the summer, it's going to say it's 10,000 now, but that
Yeah,
in the
it's-
summer
it's-
It's way more.
15, 20.
yeah, at least I would say it's closer to 30
Yeah.
because all the houses on the lake are full in the summer.
Yep.
Yeah, it's about 10,000.
Yeah, so triple that, it's like 30,000 in the summer, and it has the same amount of golf courses as Fargo.
Mm-hmm. Whereas Fargo's what?
That's
a quarter.
wild.
And I
million?
can always get on a course. So the population to course ratio, if we just added one more course to Fargo Moorhead, that's almost the same course to population ratio that Detroit Lakes has in the summer, and you can always get on.
Yeah. That's I guess I've never really broken it down like that. Now,
You Google Fargo and it's just a fucking show.
I know. I hate this.
it makes complete sense. I mean, we also have Leonard, which from Fargo, that's about a 35-minute drive.
Castleton and Mapleton as
Castleton,
well.
Mapleton.
Which, by the way,
Um,
we can mostly get on at those.
Yeah, we can
places.
mostly get on Mapleton.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, when it's like if you're driving 20 minutes one way, that's 40 minutes plus a 3.5 hour round. We're looking at close to 5 hours.
For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
And it's like, well, God, if I can just get a 4.5 hour round in town.
Yeah, in my backyard.
Yeah.
That would be
right.
nice.
So
And it's not like Fargo's a small town by any means. It is stretched out.
yeah, for sure. I do think let's just 27 hole course, three different 9s to where you can only book 9 and just hope you can get on for another one. I think that would open the floodgates for things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think so too. I just think any golf holes added to this town, we're good.
Yeah.
For sure.
And
You
then
look at Leonard, they're adding 3 lighted golf holes.
that's so cool.
They're in a town of 200 to 300 people.
Mhm.
They have a sweet 9-hole course.
Mhm.
And then they're adding, either they owned or they bought the piece of farmland next to them, 3 lighted golf holes that you can play in the dark in the summer.
Mhm.
Well, and the rumor is the 3 lighted holes are a tester to light the whole damn thing.
To
Hell
build
yeah.
another 9, to put 6 more lighted holes on.
I thought it was to be a 12-hole course, which we love,
Yeah.
and all lit.
No, I want to say it because there's an article in the paper. I want to say it's to add 6 more lighted holes on top of the 3 for your second 9 that's fully lighted.
God, I love Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing good stuff over there. If you guys are ever in Fargo, drive out to Leonard. Tell them we sent you, and tell them we love them.
Yeah.
It's also like, also don't go out there because
Yeah, true. We want our tea times. Don't.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little hidden gem of
For real.
North Dakota.
They're always the first course open. They're always the last course to close.
I think they're
by
still
like
open.
2 or 3 weeks on either side. Yeah, they are probably open until the snow falls.
Hey,
Yep.
you want to maybe see if we can play Leonard this weekend? I'm asking if
Look
you
it
guys
up.
want to golf.
I will be deer hunting.
Oh yeah, I forgot North Dakota was
Thanksgiving.
after
This
us.
This is our last
It is
weekend of deer
Thanksgiving. Shit, never
It is
mind. I gotta
Thanksgiving.
spend time with my family.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to.
Yeah, I do. I have kids.
Let's just see if they're still open. Sunday, November 19th will be our last day. What's the date today?
That was this last Sunday.
And then it says,
Oh.
if the weather should happen to change, we may open up again.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go.
They redid their
Yeah.
website too. Let's
Look
go.
at that. That looks good.
Damn.
Massive, dude.
Go to Tea Times.
No,
So I'm really trying to get a house in that area of the state.
Mm-hmm.
I will buy a membership to Leonard
For
if I
sure.
get it.
Dude, you can buy a year, get a year free. That's
Yeah.
like their membership
Sweet.
promo. So that would be sweet. We got to fix the tea time shortage.
Well, I
in,
think-
in the world.
It's mostly like at 5 o'clock because everybody's getting off work. So what if you do like you show up from 5 to 5:30, shotgun start. Everybody starts on a random hole like with your 3 some
Ooh,
or 4
I like the
some.
shotgun start idea.
So
That's actually
everybody
not
gets
a
there
bad
5:30. You get assigned to a hole and you guys just play for 2 hours until sun goes down.
That's not a
Yeah.
bad idea at all, Trevor.
I dig that.
Mhm.
Is it?
'Cause-
It's not scramble though. It's stroke.
No,
right?
you just no, it's not even like a tournament. You just get to the course like
No,
during,
correct,
during the
yeah.
week and you just play.
Yeah.
Because nobody plays like really before 5 o'clock because everybody's working.
Yeah,
But
why
as
don't
soon as 5 o'clock hits, everybody's trying to get tea time.
Interesting. So then, okay, hello, 18 times 4
Mm-hmm.
is 72. So 72 golfers at one time. And is it like you
I
just
mean,
walk up and
the issue with that though, like if you shotgun start all at the same time, that's just like having
A tournament.
a tournament, right? Which takes just as long with the same amount of groups as if you were to book them all out starting at one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd only be able to do the shotgun start if it wasn't every single hole. Like you let 6 groups in or something, because then you can still have more tee times coming after that.
Mhm. Plus, a lot of people I think really enjoy the
Right.
twilight
right,
rate.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I don't know if I explained it well, but
You did.
No, yeah. I think a lot of people also enjoy like golfing at a discounted rate and only getting in 8 to 12 holes or whatever it is. Like, I don't know. I think I played Edgewood like 8 times this summer and I didn't finish it once just because I only played Twilight, just because it's really cheap
Yeah.
and whatever. There's like, I don't know. I enjoy that part of it. And yeah,
Twilight rates are sick.
they're so
Yeah.
sweet.
You could get more people on the course though. You could
Mhm.
get more people on the course with the shotgun start.
Uh,
And then not offering tea times
wait.
after that.
We just completely glazed over the solution.
More tournaments.
Leonard, light the fucking courses and we can get tee times much longer. Completely reducing the congestion. If you can have, all right, you don't need to light it in the morning, right? You still start at sunup.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the lights on until
10 o'clock.
Sweet Shots is open till midnight. They have bars at these courses. Keep it open until 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
People would golf at 11 o'clock at night. I have
sure.
no doubt in my mind.
For
Yes.
sure.
For sure.
Even in the summertime when the sun's going down at 9. I don't know about you guys.
down on my side town.
I'm not going to bed until like midnight anyway. So I
Right.
got another 3 hours left of my night. You know, I could golf those last 3 hours.
Or like, and think about it. If you light it up, right? Like it's going to cost a lot of money. That shit is not cheap to light something like that. Over 4 or 5 years, all those extra tee times, those
All the
late
extra
nights
booze.
are going to drink.
Extra range balls.
Mhm.
Extra range
Extra
balls,
range
dude.
balls.
You're gonna make
Mhm.
that money back eventually.
Well-
And I know it's a lot harder than I'm making it sound, but I feel like that fixes a lot of our congestion issues, one, and it would help them a ton too. It'd bring in traffic. It's an attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's kind of like I used to work in the home gym industry, and a lot of people that would message us being like, "Hey, I don't have time to get to the gym in the evening or the morning. So I got my home gym solution that I can go to whenever I want." Well, if you can't get to the golf course in the morning or in the evening, it's like but you can go at 9 p.m. at night. Why would you not?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't obviously I don't foresee the municipal, like the city courses ever doing that because they don't make money on the golf courses
Yeah.
anyways. They don't. I'm sorry, but they just don't give a shit. But
Well, it's
courses like Leonard or like Castleton or like Mapleton, absolutely. I would
Mhm.
I would buy a membership to Mapleton so quick if they had if I could golf till midnight.
Mhm.
So quick.
Just think about it too. Even for like the townies that live on the course, for them to just get a book of tee time after the crowd dies down, walk out their back door and go play in the lights.
It may create some issues with like the houses that are backed up to the course, like light coming and shining in the windows or
Yeah. I mean, I'm fully on the camp. I've passionately made this argument before. If you choose to buy a house on a golf course, you assume all the risks of living on a golf
Mhm.
course.
Mhm.
They make blinds for a reason.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true.
Like, what about people that live smack dab in town and there's streetlights everywhere? Like, they suck it
Yep.
up.
Yeah.
it's very true.
Much broader. People who live in like Tornado Alley, Oklahoma.
Right.
Yeah.
They know.
It's
Yep.
very true.
We know about the blizzards.
Yeah, we still fucking live here.
Yeah.
Phenomenal ideas. I mean, one
Yeah.
rock solid idea out of all three of us.
One thing I'm going to miss though is the twilight rates with these lights.
True.
I'll pay full price.
I know I will.
I don't
will
care.
too.
They'll
but
discount their regular rates during the sun time.
That's true. What if night golf just takes off?
then there's
Playing during the day is just so
Then
cheap.
I mean, you can get any 5 p.m. tee time anywhere because everyone's booked up from fucking 8 p.m. to 10 p.m.
I like it. I think we should take a break. I
Digest a
I
little
do
bit.
have our very first course on our top 10 list.
Ooh,
So we'll
Ooh.
talk about that. All right, we're back.
Yep.
All right, we asked you lot to submit some crazy courses. You guys submitted some good ones. I went and looked at a bunch of them, but I don't want to say anything bad about you guys. But they weren't crazy enough at all.
we might
We probably did a bad job describing what we were really looking for.
yeah.
But like a lot of the courses submitted, one of them was called Purgatory Course, honorable mention. Really cool course. But the crazy thing about it is there's just insane amount of sand traps and stuff. So you feel like you're in purgatory while playing.
jeez.
Like here, Jake pulled it up.
Oh yeah.
Like there's one green. Yeah, that green. Go to your left, Jake. Down
Holy
one.
That one.
8 sand traps around the green,
God.
directly around it. So yeah, that is a crazy ass course, and it would be a nightmare to play. But when we're talking crazy and bizarre courses, we're talking about number 10 on our list. Camp Boniface Golf Course in South Korea. Now, I'm sure a bunch of you have seen this online. People have posted about it before. This isn't a brand new course by any means. But in 1988, Sports Illustrated dubbed this course the most dangerous golf course in the world. Camp Boniface is 200 yards away from the DMZ between South and North Korea.
Let's go.
And it's called the most dangerous golf course in the world because there is a story of a golf ball. Let's say someone of Trevor's skill level was playing. They shanked a ball into the DMZ and allegedly it hit a landmine and blew the fuck up.
Jesus.
Holy shit. I mean, I've hit one 200 yards offline before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's no saying that if you could maybe hit a rock 50 yards off the fairway and it skips another 100 yards. Do we have an aerial view?
You know, I don't.
Okay.
I'd like to see where the demilitarized zone, and like if it's like right next to like a hole or
Okay, so here's a preface. This is the reason it's number 10. It's not a true course. It is
Okay.
one single hole, but they call it a course,
Ooh.
right?
oh, so there's the border right there.
Yeah, it's 200 yards south of the DMZ.
Dang.
I mean, is it
So-
really that bad? There's a next door neighbor with a pool in their backyard.
That looks pretty nice.
I think
And a tennis court right
tennis
there.
Court, pickleball court.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Not
a
bad
solar
looking.
panel field right back there.
How far is the hole again?
It's a 192 yard par 3.
I'm looking at the sign world's most dangerous golf course as featured in Sports Illustrated. It's like one of those signs in a small town, like if they're like girls basketball team won the state championship in 1970, the sign is still up going into that town.
Yeah.
It's kind of what it looks like.
It's like in Frazee where they have the sign that says state champs 92, 01, 03, 2010. That was me. I was on that team, guys.
Wow.
We are also known as the queens of Class A wrestling because we got second at state so many times.
Really?
Yeah, we were like Moorhead hockey. They're the queens of hockey. We were the queens of wrestling. We got second. Anyway, that sign also, Ryan, at the very bottom of the sign, it says danger. Do not retrieve balls from the rough. Live minefields. So you're legitimately golfing next to landmines, dude.
It also lists the course pro.
Yeah, the one hole course pro.
And I'm assuming it may be the guy who was pulling the pin with a Glock on his hip. For whatever reason, I mean, obviously you got military guys. They're walking around. They're in uniform. Okay, you'd have a Glock on his hip. But imagine if you like disagreed with your caddy, him being your caddy, or he told you to do something, you shook him off, did something different, fucked it up. Then what's going to happen?
So like this course,
it's kind of like the train station. It could be kind of like the train station on Yellowstone.
yeah,
Could be like, I don't know, about 200 yards to the north there. Why don't you run there and back? I'll time you. And then you have to make it there. It's kind of like the Buckle Challenge.
Oh God!
I don't want to compare the buckle challenge.
No, I don't either.
To military landmines.
I don't either. But if you're familiar with this, the store, the Buckle Challenge is walking to the back of the store, touching the wall, and coming all the way back out without getting talked to by a salesman.
But yeah,
So it's like, hey, you get a 200-yard sprint. Go touch the fence and rub that.
I know a former Buckle employee that said that they would purposely talk to kids to get them to leave the Buckle because they knew they were doing the Buckle Challenge.
Oh, really?
I used to do
Nobody
it.
could win the Buckle
Yeah,
Challenge.
Trevor, that
Yep.
checks out.
Yep.
I didn't know about the Buckle Challenge, and the first time I heard it, I thought it was hilarious because back in the day, I was really into wearing like UFC shirts.
Hell yeah.
Like,
Affliction.
I don't know,
American Fighter.
American Fighter was my
Tap Out.
brand. I had all sorts of American Fighter shirts. So that they sold those at the Buckle. So I would go relatively every school shopping. I would go to the Buckle to get a new UFC shirt, and they would talk to me the second you walk in the door. So I heard about the Buckle Challenge. I thought it was hilarious. But let's not compare that to.
No, I know. I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean to do that. You
No,
guys.
it's okay, right? But so this course, it's so U.S. and South Korea service members stationed at the military post next to the DMZ. They play it quite a bit, right? And they call the walk down the fairway a walk like no other because it is bordered with barbed wire fences and watchtowers and military trenches.
Damn.
So like you are,
Yeah, so there's a military trench right to the left of that. Yep, right there.
yeah.
Wow.
So you are genuinely like you watch old school war movies, right? Like World War II movies. They're in the trenches all the time. They have those types of legitimate trenches right next to the fairway of the golf course. Like here's a picture of soldiers training out by the course.
Yeah, we're doing flutter kicks. We're working our
Yep.
abs right now, right next to the green.
And like they're playing it in full uniform, strapped up. And like there's the watchtower by the green. And there's like constant eyes on the DMZ while people are golfing.
Jake, go up a little bit. Go to the picture of the sign on the right side. Click on that. We got. I'm wondering if the Course Pro changes.
Oh yeah, it does. I found two different
Oh,
ones.
it does. Okay.
Yeah, the Course Pro on this photo is Major Thomas E. Hansen, and
Yep.
then this one is Major Matthew C. Stanton. So,
So I wonder
it
what
does change.
Are we just doing a CTP to see who's going to be the Course Pro for that?
What's
for that
CTP?
tour?
Closest to the pin.
Oh,
Jeez.
I thought it was a military thing.
No.
I was like, that's not captain because captain is CPT.
Because we are military. I figured give the old abbreviation. But
Well, what if it's
closest to pin for Course Pro?
yeah, it's just the best golfer that's stationed there at that time.
That'd be sick. It's like, hey, we have orders this morning to go carry out this mission. It's like,
Sorry,
Captain, I got a lesson at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
I have back-to-back lessons starting at 5 a.m. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make this one.
Yeah.
Or I mean, you also could just be teeing off. And I mean, Kim Jong-un's got nuclear missiles flying in the air.
He's quite literally less than a mile away. How long is the DMZ? I know it's super long, but like what's the actual DMZ's length? Like north to south, Jake. Can you Google that?
Yeah, how big is the DMZ?
Because this is 200 yards south of where the DMZ starts.
160 miles long and about
2.5
4
miles wide.
So yeah, you're just over 2.5 miles from Kim
That's crazy.
while you're trying to sink a putt.
Wasn't I wonder if there's been like any famous people that have played this hole.
I doubt it. I would assume it's mostly military personnel, right?
Yeah. But like also what a cool thing to have. Like if you're going to get stationed in South Korea and you're just like looking for shit to do. I mean, you could play this hole over and over and over. You could play it over 50 times if you're on your off day.
You get kind of fun with it too. So like the tee box and the green are both turf.
Yep.
So there's you don't have to worry about damaging it in any way.
Just mow the lawn, mow the fairway or whatever.
Yeah. So you could play all sorts of games. Like, I don't know. You can't really play 3-putt poker on one hole.
No, yeah, right.
But you could like make up games because it's just one hole over and over to mix it up. That'd be kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Also, hear me out. You look at John Daly hitting one over the highway. Wasn't it at Razorback Stadium?
Sounds right.
Or it was some football stadium that John Daly was hitting
barefoot from a parking lot.
Yeah, from a parking lot. There's had to have been somebody who maybe aims about 45 degrees to the left, takes out driver, tries to hit one into the minefield,
dude,
and possibly blow things up.
That's a great way to get you, oh my God, discharged. Like you are getting your wisecracking on the tee box, right? You're like, watch him, I'm gonna hit one all the way to North Korea. Ha ha ha. You turn to the left, you rip one into the DMZ, and you light up some landmines, and all of a sudden North Korea thinks they're being invaded because you did some dumb shit on the tee box. Could you imagine the outcry from US and South Korean military? That would be, I mean, it wouldn't be funny.
The shot heard worldwide or whatever.
Yeah. What did you say, Trevor?
The shot heard around the world or whatever.
Yes. And not a gunshot. It is a golf shot.
They have to have there's got to be a good video.
Someone's
like
had
a
a
documentary.
Yeah, someone's got one. Specialist Christopher Cameron has one.
We're gonna watch this after the fact.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest, guys. This is maybe a little bit of a hot take here, but after doing just a little bit of research here on this thing, I don't think it's that bad, or I think they're making it seem more dangerous than it is because
Jake,
there's still
World's Dangerous.
The
Jake,
course,
Sports Illustrated, 1988.
The course is rough. Is active landmines.
But I think that's just a little bit of marketing because I'm looking at this stuff, and
but they're not marketing. But they're not marketing to anybody because you either get
I know, but I think it's a little bit of a tall tale here because
go to hang on, hover over that. What do we got we got 6 Google reviews, 3.8 stars out of 5.
Yeah, we do.
What do we got for reviews here?
Yeah, please read the reviews.
Servicemen and women coming back and be like, I have to write a Google review on this hole.
Yeah, how do I go to the?
Scroll down. The reviews are at the bottom. And then you should be able to click see all.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Wait, what? Great golf course. It is a must to visit. I'm just probably not going to be visiting here anytime soon.
That was 4 months ago.
2 years ago. Great course. Minefield makes finding lost balls tricky. Okay, these people got to be trolling.
Okay, what's the 1-star review?
Taste is okay. Drunken customer on the, I don't know. Is
it a restaurant?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's translated from Korean. It's not a great translation. But yeah.
So there must be like a clubhouse restaurant or something that is open to the public.
Okay, scroll. It's 200 yards south, so just go north quick. The DMZ's got to start right there, huh?
Yep, right there. We're probably right where that You
So
can see
this
the
is
line.
just like a wall and shit like that. But there's like farms and towns and stuff like that. So the DMZ is that's probably the actual border right in there or right along here. The
That's
DMZ is just
way more than 200 yards.
yeah, I know.
Well, remember the DMZ is a certain stretch, and then it's North Korea.
yeah, the DMZ is 2.5 miles. So the demilitarized
So
zone.
that's North Korea then. That's 2 miles north.
Yeah, and then there's a demilitarized zone, which is 2.5 miles north on either side of the border. There's just no military because part of the truce at the end of the
Right.
Korean War was that they wouldn't put their military on the actual border itself.
Gotcha.
Mm.
How many golf balls do you think are OB over that fence?
I'm
Because it looks like that's it's 200 yards.
so people can still live in the DMZ, just military cannot be stationed there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What about this minefield though?
I
People
don't-
can't live in the minefield.
Yeah. I think they just probably have mines around this base because there is like a military base here.
But we can confirm there are trenches next to this golf course.
Yeah.
We've seen the
Mhm.
pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would the point of the trenches be
It could
if,
be from
if
the
it's not active? Like,
They're for show.
no, they're not, Jake. I refuse to believe that.
no way they're for show, Jake. They could be from the Korean War.
It's not like they're making a ton of money on this one whole course.
No, but
They're
it's
probably
all
not even
about
charging for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, is it a public? Also, they keep calling it a course. I don't think it's a course. It's a hole. Stop.
It is just one hole. You're right.
They can't be charging servicemen and women to
Jake.
golf this thing.
Sports Illustrated in 1988 would not lie to me.
You're right. Here we go.
I would also like to know how many hole-in-ones have been made at.
Mhm.
What is this hole called, anyways?
What do you mean?
What's the actual, like, what's the course called? Just Camp Boniface?
Camp
Camp
Boniface.
Boniface.
I'm guessing on the pronunciation, but I would assume it's Boniface.
Okay. Stop, Jake.
Boniface.
Camp Boniface was a small collection of buildings surrounded by triple coils of razor wire just 440 yards south of the DMZ that, were it not for the minefields and soldiers, would look like a Boy Scout camp.
So that's not good for our boy Camp Boniface. I think it's a lot of optics here, Ryan.
You think so?
I think so.
Mm.
Jake, don't do this.
Sorry.
Let me believe. It's like fucking
There's a-
Santa.
There's a par 3 one-hole golf course, quote unquote, at the camp, which includes an AstroTurf green and is surrounded on three sides, by minefields.
So it's the minefield's got to be true.
The minefield is probably absolutely true because
Also,
it's on a camp. It's
look-
on.
So that still makes it super dangerous.
Also, look at the wrinkles in the turf. Imagine imagine you're going for is that a shell?
conveniently placed shell next to the
the-
pin.
Well, on the plus side, the hole is cut in the same spot every single day.
Mhm.
Rocks at the bottom of it.
No, I think
There's-
those are balls.
There's golf
Oh.
balls. Yeah. Wow. That is
Yikes.
potentially one of the worst cut holes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That turf is
there's-
just on gravel.
They got to stretch that turf out.
Yeah.
They got to stretch that
This
turf
is
out.
an
hole's not
old
even
picture.
open.
They've fixed it since. This is from 1987, before Sports Illustrated was there. This is
That's
super-
true. Yeah.
It's a rare,
Yeah.
super high quality image from '87.
Yeah.
Don't highlight the date, Jake.
Okay.
My bad. My bad.
in the slight chance that there is somebody listening to this podcast from Camp Boniface.
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 I'll ask my buddy that golfed in Guantanamo Bay if he knows any of his military friends that have ever been stationed in South Korea.
The one guy in the military.
Well, it's
Yeah.
the one guy I know that's active.
If there's by any chance someone there right now listening to this, you gotta send us a message. We'll send you some stuff. We'll send you some balls. We'll send you a little care package. And then we need, if we can get video, which I'm not sure if we can, or a picture. We need something to clarify that this thing is what we think it is.
Okay, to answer your question, Tyler, I did find that some celebrities have played this course before. So we need to
Really?
reach out to Andrew Luck and Randy Johnson.
Really?
Randy Johnson has
Randy.
played
I mean,
this too.
Andrew is an honorary colonel from the Civil War, so
Wait,
He does look like one. Yeah.
no, he dressed up as like a Civil War
Oh, really?
general in
Mhm.
some weird like charity event.
Yeah, and
He's like leaning into the fact that he looks like he's from the Civil War.
Yeah.
Randy Johnson's just completing side quests at this point. He's an NFL photographer now. So
What do you think? You think Dennis Rodman did any golfing when he was over with Kim Jong?
I'm sure they had
Probably.
to.
You think Trump would have stopped in here too when he went? Didn't he meet Kim Jong at the
DMZ.
The DMZ.
Yeah.
Imagine Trump rolls up, just rips a hole in one, walks off course, leaves and on AF1. That would be crazy.
Yeah. Nuts. So yeah.
Wild.
That's what I know.
All right.
Text has been sent to Buddy asking if he knows anyone that's stationed in South Korea.
So, guys and gals, when we talk about our top 10 craziest courses, we want your submissions. We want it to be shit like this.
Yep. And you don't have to have played there.
Correct. Just something you've ran across. We've done our research. We have a pretty good list. We want to hear from you guys. But there are also courses that we've never heard of, the Guantanamo Bay course.
Right. Yep.
I don't even think you can find it on the internet. You maybe can, but we
Yeah,
haven't
like I found a handful of images. It was really tough to actually put the reel together because it was so. I had to use most of the videos that my buddy sent me from the actual course because I don't think it's super popular.
Yeah. So there are courses out there that you guys know of that we do not. You want me to submit them to Spotify?
Yeah,
Spotify,
please. And we'll do that for the next 10 weeks. Like you can submit that on Spotify. If you guys find them, do your research, whatever. If you play there or you have heard of it, just throw it in the name and then I'll go research it and see if it's legit. And
how do you submit it on Spotify, Tyler?
You just scroll down. Once you see the episode on Spotify, you scroll down, it'll be right below where you hit play. So don't go into the episode right away. Just click it, don't play it, scroll down, and the submissions are right there.
Let's go. Guys, number 10 on the craziest golf courses, Camp Boniface. The DMZ, most dangerous hole on planet Earth. Sports Illustrated 1988. TM.
It's legit. Jake's wrong.
Guys, thanks for listening in. That's another episode for the week.
Yeah. We're going to have some weird stews for the next couple weeks, but we will get in our new home. It'll be sweet. I'm very excited.
Pop-up stews.
Pop-up stews for the B-ball crew.
PUS.
Huh?
Call him puss. Pop-up stew. Pop-up stew. PUS, you guys. Love you all.
PUS is puss.
Puss.
Love you.
Love you.
Hey, you piped that the wrong way.
I'll call the clubhouse. We'll book in another 18 for tomorrow.
Okay, they cheated on that. They fluffed their balls.
Yeah, no better time for the breakfast ball than now.